Hi, my name's Mark Parker. I'm the producer for The Bearded Ladies.
Mark, what is Mutant Year Zero?
Mutant Year Zero is a game based upon a 80s role-playing game that was developed in Sweden. It's a blend of tactical and real-time gameplay. We call it a tactical adventure.
So talk about the world of your game. It's a very unique post-apocalyptic, radioactive mutant world.
Yeah, it's a very, very dark and mysterious world. It's set sometime after the end of the human race. The world is reclaimed by nature. It's a crazy and terrifying place.
Talk about what you're showing new here with the game, because I spoke to you at GDC, but you're letting people do hands-on for the first time. What's that like for you as a producer to see press come in and play your game?
Well, it's a mixture of being really exciting and really great, because we want people to play the game, and it's like a big thrill to see them enjoying the game. It's also a bit nerve-wracking. It's the first time it's been out and to people's hands, so we obviously very concerned and worried that it works out as well as possible. Can I do it again? Yeah. You just asked me the question again. Yeah.
So what's it like being here at E3, seeing the press play your game hands-on for the first time?
It's really exciting, and it's something we've been looking forward to. Also a little bit worried about how they're going to perceive it, or if they're going to get the game, the mechanics down as quickly as possible. But yeah, overall, very, very positive feel to that. Yeah.
Talk about what you're showing new here, because you're showing a new biome, a new level.
Yeah, we're showing a new level. We showed a different level at the GDC when we did a hands-off demo, which we showed the press. We're showing a snow level now to show some different characters and, yes, the different biome of the snow area.
So your game's unique in the fact that you wander around the world real time, and then when you have an encounter, you snap into a combat mode, which is very reminiscent of classical RPGs as well as tabletop RPGs.
Yeah, it's a really good feature, we think. I think this really takes us out from the crowd. Being able to go in and out smoothly from tactical into real time and vice versa.
So this is based off a tabletop RPG that started in Sweden that became massively popular, and with any tabletop RPG to customize your character, and although you can't customize the look of your character, you can completely customize your party with abilities and weapons and gear. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, each character's got their own unique mutation tree, and it's a skill tree which you can use skill points to buy and adjust your mutations. Also, each character has their own little quirks and interesting ways about them. We also have a skill tree in their home, which is the Arc, which gives them some squad bonuses. And there's a lot of different ways you can customize, and you can also recruit more than just the 3 characters that we're showing in the demo as well. And you can change them at any time outside of tactical, so you can swap those around. We call it the golf bag approach.
And can you give us an exclusive on those new characters?
I can't, but let's just say there's at least one other mutant animal to recruit.
So talk about when you're making a game that's already a game. That's kind of a weird thing. It's already a tabletop game. What are some of the challenges when making that digital? Is it a direct copy? Do you make changes to make it more fun digitally?
Yeah, well, we take a little bit of artistic license, but we do try and stick to as much of the book as we can. It's a little bit hard, it's very hard to make a role-playing game one-to-one from the book into a digital form. So, of course, we took a few things out and we moved a few things around. But it's a tactical game, it's not a role-playing game. I want to make that clear, the video game version.
Well, role-playing in a sense is that you get to customize your character to play the way you want him to play, but not like making decisions that change the story dramatically.
Yeah, I mean the story we follow a story that goes through the game from start to finish, and it explains a lot more about the world, and the character development happens along the way. But yeah, your main way to change the character settings and things is through the mutations tree, equipping weapons, upgrading and changing and modifying weapons.
So although you can't, affect the world dynamically, you can affect the way you play with your squad in that role-playing sense.
Yes, I mean there are some things you can do in the world, like destroyed areas of persistence. So if you destroy a bunch of buildings or kill some enemies, when you come back to those areas, that'll be saved, that information. And there might be some things that happen a bit later when you go back to some of the previously visited areas, but you can't really change the path. There is a set sort of story to go through. There's a couple of different ways you can approach it, and you can go to a lot of levels earlier than you might be able to cope with. So you can look around and sort of figure out some other things before you get to the level that you need to be able to beat those enemies in the areas.
So I bought the book after I interviewed you at GDC, and I've been going through it these past couple months. And I gotta say, like some of the cool stuff I've seen in your game is like the stone skin and like the butterfly wing mutations. Can you talk about some of that stuff that you put into the game?
Yes, the mutations. Well, a game called Mutant really needs mutants and use mutations, right? So yeah, they have a mutation tree for each. I've mentioned that a few times already today. The mutations include, like you said, the stone skin and the moth wings. These are things that we use to make the fight a little bit fairer on the mutant side, because there's a small group of those versus large groups of enemies. So you can do things like you can do super jumps where you can jump like onto high places so you can get a good vantage point to shoot. Stone skin we just talked about, where you can make yourself take damage without taking damage. And then there's a number of other different mutations which I'm not going to go into details at the moment.
You know, one of my favorite things that I saw in the book after I got it was the bear creature. Are you guys adding him into the game?
We talked about it actually, but we haven't included it in this game yet.
And then when does the game come out, and what platforms will it be on?
It's going to be out later this year. I can't give any more specifics than that. It'll be out on PC, Xbox One, and PS4.
You guys have any plans for Nintendo Switch down the line?
It would be nice. Watch this space.
We'll see how it sells, right?
Yeah, we'll see how it sells. I mean, I want to get a Switch copy if that happens, because I like the Switch as well. So.